We're going to talk about this affiliation chart to start. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to find D or E and then D and E. So Democratic and executive or Democratic or executive. So I'm actually going to start over here because truly I feel that and is the easiest part. And is where they overlap. So here's Democratic right here. Let me change that to pink. Here's Democratic. Here's executive. And hopefully you notice that this box right here is where they overlap. So the probability of and is 5 over 140. And then all I have to do that is throw that in my calculator, and let's go ahead and round 4 decimals. I get 0.0357. Or it means one or the other, but take away the and. So or is the probability of D plus the probability of E happening, but take away the probability of D and E. Well, the good thing right now is we know the overlap. The overlap is 5 over 140. The probability of Democrats. Democrats, if I look at the box right here, let me go ahead and switch colors to help out. So Democrats is right here, so I have a total of 68, and the total is 140. Plus executives, so the total here is 48 over 140, and then I'm going to subtract the 5 over 140. And when I do that and I put it in my calculator, I get 0.7929 is the probability. Next, we're going to talk about conditional probability. And conditional probability uses this fancy word of given, or this line right here means given. So this first problem right here, what is the probability that D happens given E has already happened? The formula for this is the probability of A and B over the probability of B. What that means, if I put it in terms of this problem right here, I could rewrite this as the probability, so that could equal the probability of D and E over the probability of the second one listed. So let's go ahead and do this. The first part, the overlap. Where does D and E overlap? Democratic and executive overlaps at 5 over 140. All over the probability of B, which is the second one, which is this one right here. So if I follow executive all the way, is 48 over 140. Now here's what's going to happen every time. These bottom ones are going to be the same, so they cancel. So I'm truly looking at 5 over 48. When I put that into my calculator, I get 0.1042 as the probability. Now let's try this one more time. But let's switch the order and see what happens. Order does matter. The probability that the executive happened given that they're already a Democrat. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the overlap of these two. Executive and Democrat, again, is going to overlap at 5 over the total, which is 140. And the total I'm getting right here. All over the probability of the second one listed, all over the probability of this. What is the probability of Democrat? So if I go Democrat all the way down, I get 68 over 140. So truly I'm looking at 5 over 68 because those cancel. 5 divided by 68 is 0.0735, but I can't fit that in this screen right now. But if I was to go 4 decimals, I would add a 35.